John 4:22 says, salvation comes from the Jews and the living emblems, the roots of Jesse from which we have sprung. Now, if all believers walk in God's light, they'll have fellowship and not discord. So if there's discord, then something's lacking, the main component of the picture. Going back, what I was talking about with baptism, finishing that thought, if you receive your soul back and then thank the Creator for this and have that inner witness happen, and your name is recorded in the Lamb's Book of Life, then the baptism of water and fire, the Holy Ghost, will come upon you. And if you don't know if your spirit is with God, then it's not. And you have work to do. And the more anointed you get, the more of His presence and power you will walk with, and it will prove itself and shine in your countenance. Because we can test each other's spirits to know who's true and who's not. And the more translated you'll become over time as He matures you in your walk with Him, He'll translate you, and He'll translate you across and up and out of any dire situation if you're sealed and a child of God. Because not all that's here is alive by any means. And not everyone is a child of God, because that's a lie. People like Russ Dizdar that say they're hunting super soldiers, supposedly they're either keeping tabs and handlers on them, or they're trying to genuinely help them. So, because there's spirit cooking still going on and all sorts of high occultic methods to harm the strongest souls here. So, be impervious and impenetrable to the workings of the dark, and shine lights into all dark places. And that is a form of worshiping God in itself. Yeshua's Garden of Gethsemane is ours because He was pressed out and bled out for us. I mean, who on earth would do that for you? No one. Would you give your own life for your friends? How is that not a pure sacrifice? I mean, how can you find any fault in that? It makes no sense. So follow the real and the greatest rabbi that ever lived, and not the Disney Jesus that makes you comfortable all the time and is constantly changing, because God doesn't change. Now, the AI never will be God, not even a little God, because it still piggybacks on antediluvians who lost a long time ago. Or it blinds the children of men by working its forces through devices and through people now. Right now, it's our biggest threat. So stay ahead of the curve and stay real and honest with yourself, so you can be genuine and honest with others. So you're supportive and not a weak link in the chain that will make it break where others are connected at joints and sinews, and making the body strong. Because God says the true expression of our gratitude isn't in our sacrifice or the gift we bring or our presence before Him, but practical proof of being thankful and obedient with showing our concern for those in needs, which will embellish our temples, our bodies, to become more of living sacrifice for Him. And those actions speak for themselves. And like I said, countenance will be apparent. So hear Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength or might. These commandments are to be upon your hearts. Impress them upon your children. Talk about them when you sit at home, when you walk on the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. May we all in our walk with the Eternal Father be honored to come together at this time to cross over the Red Sea again and leave Egypt behind and focus on our established place in the land of promise, and cast aside all those who are trying to throw a wrench in your works. Have a prosperous 2019, and may your awareness and love for life grow, and a hunger and thirst to get right with your Maker, because the great accuser, that old dragon, that old serpent, may have the whole world deceived right now, but we know that the Lord Almighty still holds the whole world in His hands, and He's not an absent parent. Shalom.